$50, that's the number you'll want to remember when talking about the iPhone 17, because according to multiple leaks and analysts, that's how much more you might be paying this year compared to last. And while a $50 bump doesn't sound like much at first, the way Apple might roll it out could make the jump feel a lot bigger, especially for pro buyers. Here's the deal: the iPhone 17 lineup is expected to land around September 9th, and for the first time in a few years, prices may not stay flat. Tariffs are looming in the background, Apple's adding some big upgrades, and there's even a new model in the mix, the iPhone 17 Air. All of that adds up to one thing: a subtle but noticeable shift in Apple's pricing playbook. Let's talk specifics. For the base iPhone 17, the current 128GB model of the iPhone 16 sells for $799. If Apple tacks on the rumored $50, we're looking at $849. For the iPhone 17 Pro, the story's a little more sneaky. Apple is rumored to be killing the 128GB version entirely, making 256GB the new base. That's the same move they pulled with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which instantly added $100 to the starting price. If they do it again here, expect the Pro to start higher than you think, likely $1,099 or more. Now, the iPhone 17 Air is the real wildcard. This is reportedly the thinnest iPhone Apple has ever made, replacing the Plus model. The iPhone 16 Plus starts at $899, so with the hike, a $949 starting point makes sense, but that's only if Apple keeps 128GB as the base storage. If they decide to go full luxury, then and match Samsung's Galaxy S25 Edge pricing strategy, we could be looking at $1,099 with 256GB instead. That would put the Air right up there with some pro-tier prices. So why is all this happening? Now, it's a mix of tech upgrades and market positioning. On the vanilla iPhone 17, the biggest change is finally getting a 120Hz display. This has been a glaring omission for years, and it's one of those features you can actually feel the moment you scroll through your phone. The Pro models, on the other hand, might get a 48MP periscope telephoto lens with up to 10x lossless zoom, a redesigned camera layout, and maybe even 8K video recording. Throw in bigger batteries, a new selfie camera, and a fresh redesign, and Apple has plenty of ways to justify charging more. And here's the interesting part: compared to Samsung and Google, Apple's approach is both aggressive and conservative. Samsung held prices steady this year for the Galaxy S25 series, despite similar upgrade chatter. Google is expected to keep its Pixel 9 and Pixel 9 Pro pricing flat too, only bumping the Pixel 9 Pro XL by $100 because of a storage increase. In other words, Apple might be the only one raising prices across most of the lineup, but they're doing it in a way that makes it feel justified on paper. For buyers, this means a couple of things. First, sticker shock is real, but you've got options. Carrier deals, trade-ins, and installment plans are going to be everywhere when the iPhone 17 drops. If you've kept your current iPhone in good condition, no cracked screen, solid battery, you could shave hundreds off the upgrade cost. Adding a new line on certain plans could also unlock big discounts, especially through the major carriers like AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Second, if you're thinking about a Pro model, be ready for that base price to climb, not just because of the $50 hike, but because the cheapest storage tier may disappear. That's where the jump really stings. You're not just paying for better specs, you're also paying for double the storage, whether you want it or not. And then there's the iPhone 17 Air. This could either be a sweet spot for buyers who want something thin and premium without going full Pro, or it could be a niche luxury model with a Pro-level price. A lot depends on whether Apple markets it as a replacement plus or a design statement. At the end of the day, Apple's pricing strategy isn't random. They know the iPhone 17 event is going to draw huge attention on September 9th, and they also know that, for many people, a $50 bump isn't a deal breaker. The upgrades are meaningful. But combine that bump with storage changes and new models, and you've got a lineup where the entry points feel higher than they've been in years. So is it worth it? If you've been holding onto your phone for 3 or more years, the jump to a 120Hz screen alone might feel like night and day. If you're into photography or video, the Pro's rumored camera upgrades could be game-changing, and if you want Something that turns heads in terms of design, the Air might be the one that gets people asking, wait, is that the new iPhone? We won't have to wait long to find out exactly how this all plays out. September 9th is when the rumors meet reality. Until then, we're left with educated guesses, a lot of speculation, and one clear takeaway: the iPhone 17 is probably going to cost you a bit more, but Apple's betting you'll see why. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.